Samsung Electronics, along with its crosstown rival SK Hynix, they are the key beneficiaries of the AI revolutions. These two companies combined together have nearly 90% market share of the high bandwidth memories, or HBMs as they are called. And this is what is driving the AI revolution. So HBMs have become an essential part of AI boom. And all our checks suggest that HBM demand growth in the coming years is going to be very strong, not only from AI training, but also from inference. So cloud hyperscalers are ordering and are favoring the use of NVIDIA's chips and also AMD as well. But HBM is actually very basic to this. So we expect HBM-related demand to be very strong in the coming years, and Samsung and SK Hynix should benefit from this.
We know that we are expecting a little bit of a slowdown from the mobile segment. Is that a concern?
For Samsung, yes, because it's the biggest smartphone maker in the world. They have about 20% market share, and smartphones accounts for, in a normal year, it counts for about 25% of the company's profit. So, of course, the slowdown is going to hurt them a bit. But in the last few years, we have seen that Samsung has done a remarkable job in keeping its share of the premium phones relatively intact, or actually they have been successful in growing the share of the premium phones as a percentage of their overall sales. As we know, that premium phones are what delivers bulk of the industry's profit. So Samsung's smartphone business profitability has remained remarkably resilient despite overall volumes taking a hit because of the weak demand in the last 2 years.
How about the outlook for Samsung's foundry business? Because I know that you note that there's a lack of big customers here. Do you see that changing?
Yes. I mean, Samsung's foundry business has struggled to secure big customers for its leading edge nodes. However, we remain hopeful that AMD might be, a customer. They are looking to use the Samsung's 3-nanometer GAA process in their upcoming GPUs. So that's where we see there is an opportunity. Actually, Samsung is also in talks with NVIDIA for fabricating their future GPUs, possibly in 2026 or 27. So yeah, I mean, AI boom will offer lots of opportunities for the company.
Sanjeev, just as you were answering there, we did get the second quarter results from Samsung. Here they are. Operating profit, 10.4 trillion won. That beat the estimate of 8.34 trillion won. Sales coming in at 74 trillion won. That was also a narrow beat. The estimate was for 73.05 trillion won. So we were expecting some solid numbers, and those were surpassed. What's your initial reaction here?
Clearly, my initial reaction will be like the semiconductor business was the reason behind this big beat. We are in a memory upcycle with DRAM and NAND ASPs both going up substantially in 2Q by double-digit percentage points sequentially. And I believe the company also saw the reversal of inventory valuation losses they incurred in the past because of a big increase in the NAND ASPs in the last quarter. So I think there was this one-time gain also related to inventory valuation, reversal of inventory valuation losses. Probably that also helped the company's earnings. But overall, it sounds like a very strong set of numbers. And this memory ASPs upcycle that we are seeing, I think this will continue to drive companies' earnings in the second half and even beyond.
Are there some risks ahead coming up in the second half, though? Because, I mean, Samsung's on the brink of facing industrial action at the moment, 3-day walkout of 28,000 staff. Do you see costs rising not just in the manufacturing side of things, but also perhaps for the wages bill? Yeah, definitely. Some pressure will be there from this labor unrest.
but currently semiconductor business is the biggest contributor to companies' earnings and where we are seeing meaningful price increases. I think they will be able to offset some of the cost pressure. And in the second half, we expect companies' high bandwidth memory shipments to also pick up. For information, company had a labor unrest for a day last month. But they didn't have any meaningful impact from that because a lot of fabs, semiconductor fabs, are pretty much fully automated with very little scope for like direct human intervention. So at least semiconductor business earnings are unlikely to be impacted. I can see some impact on the mobile or let's say consumer electronics, but they are a small part of the company's earnings.
Well, we've got Samsung trading at the last close, 84,600. I know you rate Samsung a buy. What's your outlook for the share price for the rest of the year?
So our current target price is 130,000 won, which is nearly 40% upside. And given the shape of the memory upcycle we are seeing, I think there could be the consensus earnings estimates continue to be revised higher. And in the coming quarters, we expect both share price, and the company's earnings to do very well.